Greetings, everybody, from Oakland, California. It is the final match day in the USL Jägermeister Cup today as the Oakland Roots lay host to Orange County SC. Alongside Casey White and our entire crew, Sean St. Jacques, happy to be with you. It's presented by San Francisco Bay Area Rapid Transportation. We look at the Jaeger Cup standings coming in to tonight's action. Orange County are out. They cannot progress into the quarterfinals. Oakland can if they win in the 90 minutes today, and they're going to need to get a ton of help as the day moves along. Many results have to go the Roots' way in order to progress to the knockout phase. But one thing that has been progressing has been the quality, particularly defensively, since Benny Feilhaber has taken over in Oakland.
Well, they certainly have a coach at the helm that has been in every type of situation, and he has coming from Sporting Kansas City 2, coming into this environment, and has really steadied the ship for this team, and there's been a lot of buy-in and progress going forward.
Did a really good job in MLS Next Pro at SKC2, got them to really strong heights there. Comes into Oakland, and yes, one of the big things that people were looking at was Oakland going to get better defensively under Benny Feilhaber? So far, it's a resounding yes.
They certainly have the 4-2-1 record, only 4 goals against in those games. So the defensive side has gone really well, and they've become a lot stingier. But they're also starting to score goals from different places, different players, different types of goals, and that bodes well for the future of this Oakland Roots team.
And it's kept them right back in the race for a playoff spot in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital brings you the pregame warm-ups. One player we're looking at, of course, is Wolfgang Prentice.
5 goal contributions so far on the year. He'll be in that center forward role. He can play back to goal. He can create things in behind the back line as well. So he'll be really important catalyst for this attack, not only tonight, but just keeping him in good form moving forward.
On the other side of the coin, for Danny Stone in Orange County, you really had to get off to a good start in Jaeger Cup to hang around. Orange County didn't do that. They played great last time out in the Cup, but it's too little too late for them.
It's so hard to make up for that in this format, and so they just weren't quite able to do it. 4 goals for it, but those 6 goals against was what was really difficult for them, even though they were able to get a little bit of good form in their last outing, just a little bit too late.
Danny Stone, though, has used the Jaeger Cup to see what some of the youngsters can provide, and Pedro Guimaraes has really shined brightly.
He really has. He comes into an outside back role, but Guimaraes is starting to flourish going forward a little bit more as well with that 95th minute winner in the last matchup versus Sac Republic. That was really important for a young player like that to feel that success going forward.
There is still things to be determined based on the outcome of this match. Oakland have to win to give themselves an opportunity potentially to still go through with some help later on. Orange County will try to eliminate them before any of that is to take place. It's an all-California showdown in the Jaeger Cup. Kickoff is next.
Sana, colita de rana.
Sana, colita de rana. Si no sanas hoy,
sanará mañana.
Learn about low to no-cost health insurance with Anthem Blue Cross, so you and your family can sana.
Turns out Oakland sports fans won't have to wait long to catch another game at the Oakland Coliseum.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge.
A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
Oh, San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
Jägermeister is proud to be the official sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Tonight's match is also presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross. Sean and Casey back here with you. We jump into the starting lineups presented by Anthem Blue Cross, and Benny Feilhaber's Oakland lines up like this.
And they'll come out in a 3-4-2-1, and Dom and Donor on the outside in the wingback roles will be really important in how they get forward, and not just defending, but how they aid the attack in conjunction with Armanakis and Prentice up top.
It's going to be interesting to see if Oakland can get the 3 points to keep themselves alive for now. And for Danny Stone's Orange County, can't advance, but they go back to some of their youthful talent.
They will, and Gumarayas, like we mentioned earlier, will be important. Also, Santos off the right side, how they deal with the aggressive wingbacks of Oakland will be important, and bypassing them into Jamison and Dunbar and allowing those attacking options to take shape will be important for them going into the attack.
Again, a lot has to happen for the Oakland Roots to find themselves in the knockout stages at the end of today's action. It starts, though, with a win here as we get things started from the Oakland Coliseum in Oakland, California. We are off and running in the Jägermeister Cup. Final day of action in the group stage. We're in Group 1 with Oakland taking on their in-state rivals Orange County, both out of the USL Championship. Alongside Casey White and her entire crew, Sean St. Jacques, happy to be with you. Oakland are in their home blacks, and Orange County are in their road whites with the orange trim. It's simple as far as this game is concerned. Benny Feilhaber's Roots have to win the game in the 90 minutes. No other result will keep them alive going into the rest of the game's action throughout the day. If they do win, Oakland, and we'll get to this a little bit later, there is a laundry list of needs from other teams that the Roots would have to check off their list in order to get into the next round as one of the 2 wildcard teams. Oakland cannot win the group, so they have to be one of the final wildcard teams. There is a chance they could do that, Casey, but of course they have to get a lot of things to go their way, starting with a win here.
There's a couple ideal scenarios. One is you would have already clinched. That hasn't happened. The other one is that it's in your hands to be able to clinch. Well, it's sort of is. You know, the 3 points is important, so they can focus on this game and take care of that piece. Then they have to wait and see, but it's nice to know that if you come out and get 3 points, you're still alive.
Benny Feilhaber called it a 10-team parlay that the Roots would need if they are able to advance. But he said, listen, we're going to try to win the game. And then he said, quote, we'll pray to the soccer gods after that. Tussle on this near side, sees Orange County win it. Bryce Jamison a little bit further up ahead. It's played back over the halfway line and be controlled by Tom Brewitt, the English international.
Well, and on the flip side for Orange County as well, they get a lot of new faces, younger faces into the lineup mixed with some of the veteran players as well. It's important for them from a momentum perspective just to continue after they got this last win in regular season, just to continue that upward trajectory of how they're playing, their principles, and Danny Stone talked about that, how that would be important coming into this game.
Our referee, who is in yellow and black, is Christian Campo Hernandez, who has a decision to make there just in front of Danny Stone on that far side. It's an OCSC throw. Of course, Danny Stone put out a pretty youthful team in the 3rd round of group stage play against Neil Collins' Sac Republic, and they were really impressive. They beat Sac Republic as well by 1-0 as we get our first look at American soccer legend. I can't overstate that when Benny Feilhaber, of course, is involved. Wonderful MLS career with SKC. Has had, of course, many exploits with the U.S. men's national team as a player as well. And as we highlighted earlier, did so well with SKC2 and MLS Next Pro as their head coach. And says now, you don't have to look up any higher to get any thoughts or any, instructions from a first-team head coach. It's all about what you want to do as a head coach. It's been a big adjustment for him, but he said maybe multiple times to us how much he's loved the adjustment and how much he's loved getting to know these players and getting them to improve. And of course, if anyone's gotten their team to improve from the end of last year to the end of the regular season last year, now of course in this season, it's been Danny Stone with Orange County, who started last season, of course, as the Phoenix Rising head coach, and has done a wonderful job here with Orange County as well.
Well, it's really nice when you're looking at both of the coaches, and we talked to them both this week. With Benny Fehlhaber, it was about getting a clear message when he came into the group at the beginning of June and just conveying that on the field. What are we going to look like? And giving the team some thoughts and some answers of how they were going to be structured. And you can see that in their form. And you've got Danny Stone on the flip side, who is now just thinking about the momentum piece and the energy that he saw in the last game, and how do you replicate that consistency over time?
Late challenge comes in there on this near side. Free kick for the Roots. Our injury report is brought to you by UCSF Health. Overall, Orange County in decent shape as far as the injuries are concerned. To be fair, Benny Fehlhaber did say they're about as healthy as they've been all year at the moment, the Roots, but still a couple of players, including Abdi Muhammad, trying to get back into the mix for them as Orange County try to slice and dice their way through. They do win the ball back high up the field only for a split second as the Roots poke it forward. It will be a reset with Brewitt and company defensively with the Roots in pursuit. Near side, Jamison trying to glide past a couple of challenges, stood up by Cam Riley on this near side, and Roots play it forward. It'll be brought back for a foul and a free kick. Wolfgang Prentice brought down.
And we'll see that type of aggressive stepping. I would expect to see that in this game from Orange County. That's what happened last game, and Danny Stone was really adamant about the pressing structure that they have. It just wasn't the forwards. It wasn't just the attacking mids that were pressing, and Spiegel almost gave up that ball into that area off that press. So I think we'll continue to see that, and Oakland will have to figure out a way to be brave and play through it.
A lovely reverse ball out to this far side. The Roots are in. They have a chance to take the lead here. Fantastic save, and the header is saved again. Tetsuya Kodono, the Irvine native, with a spectacular double save to keep Oakland out. Another reverse ball in behind. Prentice across, deflected out, and it'll be an Oakland corner on the far side.
Well, we were just talking about bravery to play through the pressure. They do that. That first touch is what sets everything up for Donor in this moment. A little bit of that confrontation right there throws them off on the finish. A great save by Kodono in the moment, but that change of point is on for Oakland, and you're not going to see a much better attack than that under pressure.
Well, Kodono has yet to make a regular season appearance for Orange County, but has played already twice in the Jaeger Cup. Was particularly impressive against Sacramento in the last round. Comes up with a jaw-dropping double save here to rob the Roots.
Well, that's really important in general, but on the road as well, to have that initial first opportunity for your home team to be able to keep your team in it. And I think that's something that we're going to see from the Oakland Roots, is that if there's going to be the aggressive stepping from the two center backs of Orange County, that up back through to switch the point of attack is something that they can truly take advantage of with their wing backs.
That is a big early moment, particularly with the Roots having to win this game. Not able to take that opportunity, although Benny Fehlhaber talked to us about just wanting to make the goalkeeper work at times. Felt there was opportunities that they let go by not being able to put the ball on target or a misplaced pass in the final third. And as long as we're testing the goalkeeper, we'll feel like we're going to make it happen in the end.
Well, I think in that moment, okay, you're happy that it hit the target and you forced the save, but that was a pretty clear opportunity.
Yeah.
But the intervention from the defender coming in, just that little bit of a knock at the end threw Donor off. And that's the part that's really difficult, because when your defender does that, you're not expecting it at times, so the prep touch becomes important.
Orange County do well to win the ball back here. Then it's going to be a foul and a free kick for Danny Stone's men. The challenge came in there from Masnawi, who just signed a pro contract with the Roots earlier this week. This will be clipped into the penalty area to no one in particular, and it's a goal kick. Of course, Oakland are coming off a really impressive 2-0 win in the league last week at Loudoun. Of course, have been very impressive this season under head coach Ryan Martin. And Benny Feilhaber was really pleased with how his team played in that game, and that was part of what you were mentioning earlier, Casey, just trying to keep that momentum going with plenty of huge games ahead for the Roots, who of course are still trying to get further and further up the table in the Western Conference in the USL Championship.
Well, one of the things that was really critical about that was after their loss to Phoenix, coming back and not only scoring multiple goals, but also coupling that and with the shutout.
This could fall kindly here for Cameron Dunbar. That's a critical intervention. Kai Green sweeping it away for the Roots, just in the nick of time.
And just helping that ball on quickly right there was off the deflection, and Dunbar almost gets in on it. Kai Green with a very well-timed tackle in that moment, but that's how quickly Orange County can go forward. They're looking to play and get into that space behind the back line. Orange
County corner. This is Stephen Kelly, who they just brought into the fold a few weeks ago, and his service was pretty good. The header is wide from Tom Brewitt. This game kicks off a massive slate of USL Jaeger Cup action to end the group phase. That's kind of one of the things that's in Oakland's favor, leading off the day's action. They know that if they win, they're still in it, and they can watch the rest of the day's action, hoping that some of these results are going to go their way. Unfortunately for them, they need quite a few of them to go their way if they're going to climb all the way up into those 2 wildcard spots.
Well, besides outright qualifying, I think this is a good spot to be in because you can just focus on your game for now. It's not a fun spot in a couple hours from now because you're waiting for everything to trickle in, but in your approach to your game, it's a good spot to be in.
More good Orange County pressure that will please Danny Stone, but it was last off of Cameron Dunbar, and it is going to be an Oakland goal kick. Speaking of coming off a good result, Orange County were incredibly impressive as well last time out. 4-0 win over a Las Vegas light side that at the time, they were maybe not turning a corner, but we're seeing better performances. Orange County were absolutely stellar last time out. Danny Stone was, of course, thrilled to get a clean sheet on top of all that as well. That was kind of a cornerstone for Orange County down the stretch last season, going into the playoffs. How many clean sheets they were able to put together. Of course, these two teams are neck and neck in the Western Conference playoff chase. They're actually on the same number of points at the moment in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. But Oakland have played 2 more than OCSC.
Well, as the foul's called, I think that's one thing we will talk about a lot in this game is that collective unity defensively that both of these teams are looking to find and looking to build off of it. There's obviously the individual pieces of defending that are critically important, but also how do you deal with your defensive blocks? How do you transition to defend and all those things? And Benny Feilhaber even spoke about it, that they had a lot of games in a row where it was really stingy. Then they had that Phoenix game where it went away from them a little bit, and you have to reestablish those pieces.
Another big storyline around the Roots is getting to get a look at Faisal Batache, who the Roots just brought in recently from FC Tulsa, former Tacoma Defiance player in MLS Next Pro. And Benny Feilhaber, of course, got quite the look at him in MLS Next Pro. Was a really good attacking piece there at Tulsa, made an impact in a positive way there as well, and particularly in an attacking sense. Benny Feilhaber is hoping that that's what he can provide for the Roots throughout the rest of the season.
Well, and for a team that is starting to find more goals recently, we keep talking about it, the form has just been very good in these last 7 to 8 weeks that Benny Feilhaber's been there. You bring a piece in like that can only provide more options and unpredictability in the attack.
Time and space here for Maury Donor. Finds Armanakis on this far side, who stood up really well defensively, but it's cleared away by the youngster Guimaraes. Now Dunbar laid it off for Jameson, who dribbles into traffic, and Eventually, the Roots win it through Donor. Then Orange County gets the ball back. And then Jamison is fouled from behind. That's going to be a free kick for the visitors.
One of the things that Orange County is doing is they're immediately repressing the ball. The counter press has been very energetic, but then they're looking to play forward right away. Jamison does really well just to get his body in front there and draw that foul from Jürgen Dahm coming into that inside channel. I don't mind this from Dahm. It stops the counter attack because we're seeing from Orange County that they're wanting to go quickly when they do win it and play a bit more vertical.
Certainly have the pieces to do that, even with some of the academy names getting mixed in there for Danny Stone's group. And Gagi gives the ball away there for Oakland. But eventually the Roots are able to quickly recover it through Al-Masnawi. Gagi, decent shape on this ball up ahead. Donor will eventually pick it up off the Guimaraes sliding challenge.
We're already seeing Donor having a bit more of an advanced position than Jürgen Dahm off this left side. It's just the way that Oakland Roots are building, and that's going to be something for them as they do get dispossessed there, that they're going to be able to look to try to use him and have that 2v1 with Armanakis in that wide area. So far, that's really where they've been the most dangerous.
Green for Al-Masnawi. On the turn, it's played for Dahm on this near side for the Roots. Here's Riley. Al-Masnawi out to the far side again. It's Maury Donor. Panos Armanakis. And Donor, he's brought down, and that's going to be an Oakland free kick.
It's just a little bit too aggressive from Ashton Miles stepping in, but you want the energy. Danny Stone talked about it. He clips the heels of Donor as he's going backward. This isn't the area of the field that you want that in, but those are those learning pieces that are tough. You want that energy. You want the aggressiveness of the center backs to condense space. Here, it just is a tough opportunity to give away for the Oakland Roots as they get this set piece.
Good set piece opportunity here for Oakland, searching for the opening goal here. It's clipped right through the heart of the penalty area, and Camden Riley's header comes off the bar, but there was a foul elsewhere in the buildup, and it's an Orange County free kick.
I love the choice of Armanakis to go with this one. It's left for him. It's bending into a very dangerous area. Riley gets on it. That foul called right in front. But this ball is difficult because it's right into the back of the 6-yard box. Riley would want to head that across frame to make it more dangerous. But with the foul, it really comes to nothing.
Well, the USL on CBS Sports Network wraps up July with a championship showdown. Eastern Conference foes Hartford take on one of the best performers from the West in New Mexico United. It's Wednesday, July 30th. It's 8 p.m. Eastern, and it's only on CBS Sports Network. Of course, we'll see Brendan Burke's men play later on tonight. Back-to-back editions of El Clamico. They'll go back to Rhode Island. A game that I know many have circled on the slate for today's action. Al-Masnawi gets back up here for the Roots.
And the Roots need to be very careful. They got that foul call, but they're playing into that midfield space, and the holding mids are stepping in, Karam especially and Kelly stepping into those spaces and dispossessing centrally and looking to counterattack right away. And this is the interesting picture right here of the press with 3 really high and Dunbar in beneath. That's why looking to bypass Spiegel.
Clever touch here from Prentice. Batache too firm on his touch ahead, and Orange County sweep it up.
I like the decision to bypass and go long because there's an element of unpredictability. Prentice just picks it up right there on the mistouch, takes on, draws a player, finds Batache. It's just too aggressive of a touch and a great tackle coming across, very well timed. But there's moments to go and bypass because then you just make those pressing players think about it when they're in that pressing shape.
Armanakis, who was caught in two minds there, eventually finds Donor on the far side. And Donor with a push and a chase, trying to get towards the byline here. Donor runs out of room, but does win a corner for Oakland on the far side. Those Oakland corners are powered by Eva Community Energy. Another set-piece opportunity for Benny Fehlhaber's men in need of a goal. They, of course, still have a slim hope of advancing in the Jaeger Cup today. Armanakis to deliver an in-swinger. Towards the edge of the six, the header is popped up into the air by Almasnawi, who recovers. Armanakis clever for Batache. Gets a shot away quickly, but again, Kodono is able to corral it.
I really like what Armanakis does in that moment because most players would just put it right back into the penalty area with more of an aerial service, which wouldn't be a bad choice, but he just has that extra look of trying to play someone's feet, setting up players for the attack that has a bit higher percentage to turn into a potential opportunity.
Touch past Riley on this near side. Could open up here for Orange County. On the overlap, first time ball across. Dunbar lays it off. Chance for Orange County. Spiegel makes a comfortable stop. Not enough venom really in the strike.
Well, all of this comes from Santos looking to get in the outside channel. This is a good turn from Dunbar. Just plays that ball across. Not enough power on the shot. Looks like the choice is trying to open up to bend it around Spiegel. Just with the angle of approach makes it quite difficult.
Scotsman Stephen Kelly, brought in from Livingston, the Scottish footballing pyramid. Player that Danny Stone highlighted to us as a player who could be a big difference maker in Orange County's playoff push down the stretch in the upcoming regular season games. A couple of close calls for his men in these early 21-22 minutes. Roots win, they'll have the remote or at least the streaming services at the ready. So they'll watch the rest of the day's action, hoping that a boatload of results will go in their favor in order to potentially progress.
Well, what we're seeing so far from both of these teams are really different approach defensively from each group. Orange County's definitely the aggressor from a defensive standpoint, starting with a higher line of confrontation, really pressing the center backs when Oakland's trying to build out, where Oakland is more of that collective lower block, not necessarily in a low block, more of a mid block, but they're allowing Orange County to play and then they're stepping and winning and looking to take over a little higher. I think it makes sense for a team that gave up a lot of goals early on in the season to just stay really compact defensively and build their attack from there.
Jurgen Dahm keeps this in for Oakland, finds Batache. Played forward by Tyler Gibson. And Almasnawi tries his luck, and Kodono did bobble it, but eventually picks it up.
And the ball's just played across. It's a good prep touch by Almasnawi right there. He doesn't get a lot of power on it. He goes for more of a bend than actual power on that. I think it's a bit of a miss-hit, but getting things on target really important for the Oakland Roots. Benny Fehlhaber talked about that he just wants his players to take opportunities and get them on target for efficiency, and more will come from it.
screen. Tried to slice the ball through there. Al Masnawi is fouled, and it will be an Oakland free kick. Maybe one or two Oakland players asking the question of a potential card for that challenge. It'll just be a free kick. Captain Tyler Gibson standing over it. So now we get some words of wisdom from Benny Feilhaber. Tyler Gibson's another player, by the way, who's bounced around quite a bit. USL Championship, probably known for his time with Louisville, but of course also played with Indy 11 as well. He'll stand over this alongside Panos Armanakis. Armanakis' delivery is punched out by Codono with a lot of black shirts queuing up.
Well, what I like from that set piece, too, is there were 5 runners inside the 18-yard box looking to go to goal. There's a hunger and a willingness to have willing runners above the ball. And I think we're always going to see Armanakis take that for the most part. Gibson might take 1 or 2, but with that left-footed service, it's incredibly difficult to deal with.
Now can Orange County penetrate up the other end? It deflects out of play, and, well, the visitors do have a corner on the far side.
Well, a little bit of frustration there as well from Donor because there's no covering defender in Kai Green or even in someone that's coming back, almost Nawi, or anyone in that space that can go over and help him, so he's a bit isolated.
Stephen Kelly will take the corner here. Service from the Scotsman's really good, but it was headed clear just off the edge of the 6. Orange County can recycle the attack here with Santos, who clips it back in. It's headed towards goal, and Spiegel makes the catch. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, as always, is the player's choice. Orange County win the ball back in the middle of the park. There's time and space here for Dunbar, at least initially, and now he's swarmed. And the Roots win the ball back.
And I like the space that Almasnawi is getting into in that holding mid-roll. It's just the technical execution piece of that, but the bravery and the willingness to play in those pockets will aid their attack as they continue to grow throughout this season.
Donor brought down by Ben Barjolo, and it's a Roots free kick. And only a free kick.
That's a good battle over there so far.
Oh, yeah.
Between Barjolo and Donor, and Barjolo's getting pulled further and further back because Donor's been such a big part of the attack and a catalyst for the Oakland Roots going forward.
A lot of people around the Oakland organization have very high hopes for Ben Barjolo. What he could become as a player. He's already pretty good, of course. Armanakis, meanwhile, for Donor. Donor flashes it across, trying to find Prentice, but it was cut out. And then up the other end, Orange County will get to alleviate some of the pressure, as it will be a foul and a free kick going the way of the visitors.
Well, so much has been said about the defensive side and how you are in your structure and your compactness, but Gagi stepping in there in transition moments, in my opinion, is as equally as important to your defensive shape because you're stopping that counterattack right away with Orange County that's looking to play vertical, looking to bypass any of the midfielders that are in there.
Through nearly 28 minutes, we haven't seen a ton of those successful transitional moves from Orange County, and that is a credit to how the Roots are set up under Benny Feilhaber and company.
Really, the opportunity has come off their press, and so that initial trying to dispossess the 6 as these balls get played out by Riley, well done on the transition, but a lot of it has been when it's higher up the field like we're in this moment here and turning Oakland over there. Higher up the field, Oakland's been really difficult to penetrate.
The 2025 Oakland Roots jerseys are here, celebrating the return to the Coliseum and the legacy of Oakland sports. A fresh look same Oakland spirit. Don't wait and get yours today. Go to shop.oaklandrootssc.com right now. I have to say, those Oakland Athletics inspired Oakland Roots kits might be some of the best we've seen in quite some time.
Agreed.
I think in that way, the Roots supporters are quite spoiled. They have quite a few nice kits to choose from, including the ones they're wearing this afternoon.
That's a good problem to have. Which one do I choose from? Because they're all so great.
It's like when you get players back off of injury as a coach. It's the good problem to have.
Oh my goodness, yes. I can talk about that forever. You're right. That's a good analogy. I like it.
Riley, a little move there to get past a defender, and then it's clipped up ahead looking for Prentice, and Codono just about gets there in time.
There's a little bit of risk involved there, but if there's going to be a pressing DNA from this Orange County team, you have to have a goalkeeper that helps manage the space in behind, and that's what he does in that moment. It's close with Prentice going in there because there wasn't a lot of pace on it.
Oh, could be a chance here for Orange County. Bryce Jamieson has scored! Clipping it off the post and in to give Orange County the lead and potentially knocking Oakland out of the Jaeger Cup. What a finish.
It's just tiny little margins for this team, and this is what we've been seeing is that quick vertical transition from Orange County right there, being able to get on the turn. What a great little ball. Off the back shoulder was Jamieson, goes on Camden Riley's left side, sneaks in behind, and there's not much room for error on this finish. It's really well done. Spiegel actually cut down the angle quite well with Riley coming back, so you've got to credit Bryce Jamieson with the finish. Enough power, but enough accuracy as well to put it away.
It's Bryce Jamieson's first goal of the season in all competitions. It's his first ever goal in the Jaeger Cup. And it could be the goal that puts Oakland towards the exits.
What I love about that goal too was the playmaking piece as well. The defending in the central channel has to be better to not let the opposition turn, but it's that little slip ball against the grain to split the two center backs. It's great vision.
Well, last season in the league, Bryce Jamieson scored 5 times in 35 appearances, but had yet to get on the board, and we do know that he could score goals of the highest quality, and that was some finish. Remember, the Roots, of course, cannot lose this game, but they cannot draw it either. A penalty shootout win would not be enough, as a yellow card's going to come out there. We'll revisit that situation here.
It's Donor again, just drawing in the pressure, and I think it's clearly from behind, but it's multiple infringements that have been coming from Guimaraes there as the left back, and now another foul called as well as Oakland tries to play quickly.
And another yellow card comes out for an Orange County player. Guimaraes got the first one. Await confirmation on who got that last yellow card. Obviously, it was not Guimaraes. But it's another Oakland set-piece opportunity, and this one's in a really good spot. The ball is backed up into the 18-yard box. It is Gibson, it is Armanakis. Armanakis slides it through. Well, that looked to be such a clever bit of play there, but Jurgen Damm has been, well, deemed to have been penalized here, it looks like. Was he offside?
Yeah, you almost have to wonder, did he push off of the wall a little bit, or was it offside? Okay, it looks like it was an offside call. It had to be close, but there were other players around, so not 100% sure about that.
I also don't think the assistant put his flag
Completely
up
agree.
either.
I agree.
Which would be, well, Take another look here. Does not look like that Dom's offside at all from that look.
It really doesn't. I mean, it's a hard angle to see it from, for sure, but it does not appear to be offside with the timing of Armanakis' ball. I love how clever he was. I would assume for him to hit that unless he sees something he can take advantage of, and that was a big moment.
Get back to that in a moment. Bargiolo cutting inside and not being far away from doubling Orange County's advantage.
Bargiolo just gets in the 1v1 isolation, comes inside, gets an opportunistic bounce there, but it's a good opportunity, just pulls it a little bit too much to that near post area, but now he's starting to get involved off that left side and making Donor defend a little bit.
One thing to mention about the offside decision, assistant referees, really not 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, are normally expected to make that call. So if it was offside, that is a bit of a questionable decision by our head referee. They're normally the head referees, the center referees, supposed to yield to the assistant referee to make that call.
I don't say this a whole lot, but I just do not agree with how that was handled. It could have been offside, but you're right. That is supposed to be the secondary piece, and of course he can overrule an assistant referee, but you usually yield to that unless it's quite obvious. From what we've seen, I don't think it could have been this clear and obvious as what it seemed to be for the call.
Again, part of the reason for that is because the assistant referee's main job is to look out for offside, be in line with that second to last
100%.
defender, and they have the best look.
When you want to see those types of things play out as well, because that is a clear goal-scoring opportunity. If his first touch sets him up on his right foot, that could be an equalizer right there. You could always call that back.
Donor to the byline here. It's going to go out of play, and it will be a goal kick for Orange County. Well, join us in style this year with Roots Premium Seating, our all-inclusive Club Oak, to field boxes or dugout seats. There's great options for any occasion. Get your tickets now at oaklandrootssc.com/tickets or call 510-488-1144. Bryce Jamison has Orange County a goal up. As it stands, Oakland would be out of the Jaeger Cup if the result stays like this.
Yeah, certainly a goal begs some questions of what do you do in the second half, because I feel like the Oakland Roots have played well. I mean, that really is against the run of play. It was one very good moment from Orange County, even though Orange County has approached it well. There's just different approaches. Do you stay in the way you're defending and just say, hey, we're having some attacking success, especially through Donor off the right, or do you get a little bit more aggressive in the second half?
Dom wins the ball back here. Played it in for Armanakis. Chance for the Roots to build something here. Riley's ball comes up short. Have to backtrack here. And then does commit a foul on Bryce Jamison. Switch of play looking for Bargiolo. Comes up short. It's headed all the way back to Rafael Spiegel. The stats that were just shown there will show you that the Roots are ahead in almost every offensive category.
Sometimes stats don't really paint the picture of the feel of the game. I think it does. I think those do, is that there's more possession to Oakland, there's more opportunity, but Orange County not far behind, because in the way that they're structured defensively, they're playing vertical, but with purpose and energy and still getting opportunities going forward. It's just a little bit less in the possession side for them.
It's deflected into the path of Prentice. Wolfgang Prentice to the byline. He stands one up. It's headed to the outskirts of the penalty area. Donor resets for the Roots. And Gagi tries to fit it through a tight space, but Tashe, too much on it for Jurgen Dahm, and the attack fizzles out.
Well, one of the things we spoke about with Benny Philhaber was the relationship of the wingback and the 10s for his team. I think we're seeing that Armanakis and Donor just have a little bit more time on their hands together, and they're starting to get that push-pull relationship to go off the right side. Now it's Dom and Batache trying to figure that out on the left side, which is to be expected. And as this game goes on, if they can start to get more in combination there, now it's going to be more of an unpredictable attack from the Roots.
Jamison follows up on Gagi, another Orange County throw. Well, soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site. SeatGeek is your ticket to great seats. And the first of many USL Jaeger Cup games take you through the rest of your Saturday. Just about every group, I think actually every single group, has so much to still figure out. As Orange County are in behind here, Barjolo's header centrally. He's just a bit too short. Spiegel gets it and quickly outlets to the far side, but once again, Danny Stone's men quickly win the ball back.
Well, that passage of play is exactly what happens if you risk and do press higher, and Orange County is able to break it down. They find Santos off the right side with all that pressure, and then he's able to get that service in the box to Barjolo. But there are going to be moments where Oakland's going to have to pick and choose to do that and try to dispossess. That's exactly what Orange County is doing to them on the flip side.
Orange County trying to play their way through a Roots press here. Kelly does well to navigate the Roots midfield, but that through ball for Bryce Jamison is deflected away. He does appreciate the attempt. Just under 5 minutes plus stoppage time left in the half.
These are the moments where they're really just saying Orange County is going, you got to play through us. They keep their midfielders back, free, and then they step and win ball. So they're just staying in a really structured shape and then stepping to try to win in that midfield shape. And so Oakland's just trying to figure out, how do we probe? How do we get someone to step out of there? And I think they need to use the wide spaces even more. That'll stretch the back line in midfield and cause them to come over and respect the space wide. Then you can play central when that happens. But right now, centrally, you can see all the numbers there, really difficult for Gibson to get on the ball.
Armanakis, he's fouled. Marias, of course, has to be careful. It's already been booked for Orange County.
Well, I love seeing him step into those spaces, but you're right. Already being on the yellow card, needs to be careful. Not only where on the field he's doing that, but his timing's just a little bit off. This is a young player who's taking on information as Orange County's looking to go the other way, but he's stepping and committing those fouls.
Jamison's ball up ahead. Bryce Jamison's continued his run as well. Was there a foul there on Kai Green? Referee says no, ball is still live. As the Roots look to play their way out with Jurgen Dahm. And that was a dangerous pass back, but Gagi and Dahm are able to link up under more Bryce Jamison pressure. Here's Gibson. And finding Donor as an outlet on this far side. Maury Donor striding forward, lays it off for Armanakis. Riley. And Donor lays it off. Gagi all the way up to help. And the Roots find the equalizer before the end of the half.
Well, this is good possession here because they're kind of out of sorts in what initial positions they were in, but they're just trying to probe in this area.
Batache. Donor into the middle. It was a really good ball, and then it was a wicked ricocheted header back towards goal. One that Orange County eventually clear. Riley strides ahead. Orange County trying to shut the door there. Riley down the line for Donor.
We'll see if this change stays as Gaggi's now come over to this left side and Camden Riley off the right, perhaps to deal with Bryce Jamison on this other side and putting Kai Green in the center back. Not sure if they're doing that on purpose or if they're dealing with it at this moment as that ball goes a little bit too far out for a goal kick, but they may see something defensively that they might need to sort out with Bryce Jamison and the success he's had off the right, or Kai Green's not really the type of center back that's going to drive and go into that space, so bringing him more centrally might allow Riley and Gaggi to be able to do that.
Prentice with the header. Prentice's ball up ahead. It was Armanakis to run onto it here. Donor's there on the underlap. He finds Donor on the byline. And Bruins just about does enough for Orange County to put out the fire.
What's the relationship again between Donor and Armanakis? It is clicking. There's so much interchange. It's unpredictable as well. When you're having as much success as they are, but they're not doing it in the same way every time. Sometimes it's Armanakis inside, sometimes it's Donor inside, and they're both just proving to be such a handful to deal with in combination with one another.
Hamasnawi stood up. Reset by Gaggi for Kai Green, who does pick out Maury Donor. This is Panos Armanakis. Again, those two linking up. The one added minute at the end of the half, presented by KTVU Plus. Riley. Roots trying to finish the half with a flourish here. Switch of the attack for Dom on this near side. Dom cutting towards the byline. His cross takes a deflection and goes out for an Oakland corner. Oakland corners are powered by Ava Community Energy. Could be the last big moment of the half here with Gibson standing over it. Gibson's ball in. It could have been a chance there for Oakland, but Orange County get their heads to it first. It's still not cleared. Asnawi trying to fight his way onto it. So is Prentice. Eventually, Orange County get the ball away, and they'll take a 1-0 lead into the halftime break as well.
Yeah, and I think it's been a good half for Orange County. They've got a lot of energy. They're pressing out of a great structure, and they have a clear plan of how they want to attack against Oakland. For Oakland, I wouldn't be surprised to see Dom and Donor get a little bit higher in the press, because the attacking buildup has been good from Oakland, but can they dispossess Orange County a little bit higher and make them uncomfortable in the second half?
As good as it's been for Oakland, they're on the wrong side of it at the moment as far as the Jaeger Cup is concerned. If this result holds, the Roots would be out. They have to come back and win it in the second half. Bryce Jamison's first goal of the season has Orange County ahead, and we'll have plenty more around the USL Jaeger Cup after the break. Halftime in Oakland.
Eating a balanced diet and being physically active are two of the most important things that you can do to be healthy at any age. Fruits, vegetables, and lean proteins can help control your weight and prevent heart disease, diabetes, and cancer. Regular exercise can help boost your mood, digestion, and sleep. That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots encourage you to eat right and get active. For additional healthy tips, visit oaklandrootssc.com/anthem.
A dazzling goal for 20,000 to witness a jubilation.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge.
A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
Halftime here in Oakland. Sean St. Jacques, Casey White, our entire crew here with you in the Jaeger Cup. It is Orange County leading by 1-0 thanks to Bryce Jamison's first goal of the season. Of course, the first of many games throughout the rest of the day in the USL Jaeger Cup. Detroit is going to take on Westchester. That's a USL League One versus USL Championship matchup. Casey, 7 p.m., ESPN2. If Oakland does win in this game, that'll be a game their fans will be keeping an eye on.
100%. And Westchester has the opportunity to play spoiler against Detroit City. But Detroit City, everything to play for. And you're going to be hearing that most of the day today because there's so many games with implications.
And that's a game where Detroit is going to have to win in the 90 minutes. They're trying to catch Hartford in that group as well. And of course, this is what the draw has come up with for the quarterfinal matchups in the Jaeger Cup. Subject to change because, of course, the teams within their own groups cannot play each other in the quarterfinal round in the Jaeger Cup. So we'll see if there's any moving and shaking there. But of course, for Oakland and their standpoint, they want to get one of these 2 wild card spots, but of course a long road ahead for them.
Well, what I like about this is that we don't know who's going to go into every spot. That's how tight it is, which makes it exciting. The format also of the 2 wild cards is great, just knowing that you still may have a chance even if you falter a little bit.
A lot of big games coming up later in the Jaeger Cup, but first we had a big game last week on CBS between Rhode Island and Hartford. Here's some behind-the-scenes footage from that great game.
The 2025 soccer summer has provided big moments on big stages, and the USL has played a major role. June's CONCACAF Gold Cup included a dozen current players from USL clubs, 9 from the Championship, 3 from League One. 7 of those players logged a total of more than 1,000 minutes. Las Vegas Lights' Edison Azcona scored a goal for the Dominican Republic, and the player that grabbed the spotlight was Guatemala's Rubio Rubin. The Charleston Battery forward scored and assisted a goal in a must-win match against Guadalupe, but Rubin was not finished. A perfect header in Guatemala's quarterfinal match against favored Canada set up a penalty kick shootout upset. League One's presence was also felt in the Gold Cup. Portland Hearts of Pine's Natty James played more than 120 minutes for Trinidad and Tobago. And it's these kinds of numbers that helped Rubio Rubin decide to return to USL.
Over the years, this league has only gotten more competitive. That creates an environment where, national teams, especially in CONCACAF, call players, playing in this league. In September, Rubin and Guatemala begin their final push to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. 9 more of those USL Gold Cup players are hoping for that phone call, itching to play as many minutes as possible. That's something that is spoken about in the national team, always with the head coaches. If you're scoring goals and you're assisting, helping your team, it's going to help you with the national team.
Sana, sana. Sana, sana, colita de rana.
Sana, sana, colita de rana. Si no sanas hoy,
Sanará mañana.
Learn about low to no-cost health insurance with Anthem Blue Cross, so you and your family can sana sana.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge.
A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
Halftime in the USL Jägermeister Cup. It is Oakland 0. It is Orange County 1. Sean St. Jacques, Casey White, our entire crew, happy to have you with us, kicking off a full day's worth of action around the Jaeger Cup. And speaking of that, we look at news and notes around the Jaeger Cup and around the league in general. We briefly touched on this earlier. The 6 group winners advance along with 2 wildcard teams, which are the 2 best second-place teams remaining. And of course, we could see a few of the League One teams advance. Forward Madison, Charlotte Independence, and Greenville Triumph all have a chance to progress tonight.
Well, they've performed well. They give themselves a chance on the last day to be able to move forward. That's what you want to see. And also, Orange County did transfer English midfielder Kyle Scott over to Crawleytown FC out of the EFL League Two. So a big change there for Orange County.
He actually played in a Crawleytown friendly earlier against FA Cup winners Crystal Palace. So they're getting good use out of Kyle Scott right away overseas. Look at the Visit Oakland scores from around the league. Visit Oakland to explore arts, culture, and of course, world-class cuisine. Some of these are from earlier in the week with Union Omaha taking care of Texoma. Great 2-2 thriller between Pittsburgh and Portland. Hearts of Pine ending up winning on penalties. And then we mentioned Greenville Triumph. They're going to have to beat FC Naples later on tonight. Miami and South Georgia Tormenta still in the mix, bottom left of your screen. And then El Clamico Part 2, 7 p.m. Eastern, Rhode Island and Hartford. I know a lot of people have that game circled on their calendars.
Well, certainly when you have a bit of that derby feel and then recent performances, that's going to be a big one and definitely one to circle to watch tonight.
Yeah, that'll be a winner wins the group game, so that'll be another reason to tune in for that one later on tonight. Other games in the 7 p.m. Eastern window. Lexington and Louisville, another really good one to keep an eye on. Detroit and Westchester, again, that'll be on ESPN2. And then Indy trying to wrap up their group, taking on Luke Spencer's FC Tulsa, been excellent as of late.
They really have. And then you've got the matchup with Charleston Battery and the Rowdies. That's always a good one. Loudoun United in great form. Same can be said for North Carolina FC, who will match up at 7:30. And then Forward Madison with that opportunity to advance as a League One team against the Birmingham Legion.
That's a sneaky good one. The Legion and Forward Madison both have a chance to progress. That's another one definitely to tune in to. 1-0 here in Oakland. Orange County through Bryce Jamison have the lead. We'll look at halftime highlights, stats, and get you out to the second half kick after the break.
A dazzling goal for 20,000 to witness a jubilation.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. 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 What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines. From early mornings to late nights. From fun with friends to winner takes all. From the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
3 ice-cold Jägermeister shots, please. Those look warm.
Serve it cold or don't serve it at all. Jägermeister. Damn, that's cold.
It turns out Oakland sports fans won't have to wait long to catch another game at the Oakland Coliseum.
Jägermeister is proud to be the official sponsor of the USL Jägermeister Cup. Take a shot at glory and celebrate the magic of this exciting tournament all year long. Please drink responsibly. Tonight's match is also presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross. Sean and Casey back here with you. We jump into the first half of Jägermeister Cup highlights and we begin with the Roots on the front foot.
And it really was the Roots in the attack from the beginning, especially off the right side. Donor was very good getting in behind the back line. He gets this opportunity here. Batache almost gets it on the second chance opportunity of the header, but it wasn't to be. In the 16th minute, Armanakis would step up with this set piece ball. It goes to a very dangerous area on the back post. Camden Riley is not able to play this ball across. You want to hit that to the where it comes from, just not able to get enough power and trajectory that he needed to make it difficult for the keeper.
And a few minutes later, after that, Orange County started to stride forward themselves.
They did, and Santos got into the attack a little bit. Dunbar's been playing underneath in that 10 role, and he sets up Kelly, trying to bend it around instead of going for power. Really doesn't do a lot here to test Spiegel in this moment, but Orange County would continue to try to counterattack. Kone does really well to get on the half turn, and that slip ball in behind, the run off the backside shoulder of Bryce Jamison, and this is a very difficult finish to lift it in that moment and have the accuracy to put it in the side netting.
First goal in all competitions for Bryce Jamison this season. What a finish it was. Big high five there from Danny Stone as he goes back to his technical area. Of course, Orange County cannot progress into the next round of the Jaeger Cup, but they could drag the Roots down with them, and they're halfway home.
But there's so much more to their season than that. Obviously, they would love to be able to advance, but you're right. They get to go up against an opponent that's really difficult and in good form. They also have a chance to continue the momentum that they're starting to create as well going into the second half of the USL Championship season.
Yeah, momentum was something that both coaches talked about quite a bit, particularly because these two teams are on either side of the playoff line at the moment in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. The one key there is that Orange County have played 2 fewer games than the Roots in the league. They do have a chance to get a little bit of distance between themselves and their in-state rivals. But as far as the Jaeger Cup goes in this game, the Roots are going to have to come back. They're going to have to win in 90 minutes to give themselves any chance later on tonight.
And they are down 1, but they've had some really good attacks. And I talked a lot about the defensive side of what Orange County was doing from a pressing standpoint, from an energy standpoint. But I think the box defending needs to be pointed out as well, because that's been good for them recently, Danny Stone said. And the Oakland Roots created a lot of opportunities for crossing and service in the box, and Orange County's been there.
Well, Benny Feilhaber's made a couple of halftime adjustments at the start of this second half. Roots will be going from left to right in their home blacks inside the Oakland Coliseum. And for those just joining us, Orange County are in their road whites with the orange trim. Tyler Gibson and Jurgen Dahm both taken out by Benny Feilhaber. Emmanuel Johnson and Bobasi Bairuhanga have both come on for Oakland at the start of the second half, needing to come back and win the game in 90 minutes to have any chance of progressing. We've been told as well that Danny Stone's side have made a couple of changes as well, including one of their youngsters out of the academy, Efren Solis, is on, replacing Stephen Kelly. And Nico Benalcazar has had a very good season under under Danny Stone's tutelage, comes in for Tom Brewitt. So 2 changes apiece at the start of the second half. Ball's feathered out wide, a chance for the Roots to place this into the middle. Cardona watches it flash past his goal. Maury Donor picks up the pieces on this near side and is taken out. That's a foul and a free kick, and Guimaraes, not for the first time since he's been booked, has put in another questionable challenge here, and he'll be a bit lucky to be let off the hook.
And he'll need to be a little bit careful, but honestly, you've got to get credit to Donor in that moment, because that just shows a veteran move of just that little bit of a shoulder to go, I know I'm going to use his momentum against me to draw this foul. This is a very dangerous area when you have the service off the left foot of Armanakis.
He's provided great service all game, Panos Armanakis, and this time is no different. It was right into the mix. Orange County still have to try to clear this. Gagi follows up for the Roots, and now Danny Stone's side could really break here. They have the numbers, and that was a heavy, heavy challenge at midfield from Kai Green. The referee is going to go back and potentially take a look at this. Actually, Bairu Hanga, I think, puts in the heavy challenge here.
Well, it was 4 against 1 with Donor recovering, Riley recovering. So you really don't have a lot of decisions to make in this moment. You have to have the tactical foul because there were so many players with a numerical superiority. So I don't mind what was done in that moment by Bairu Hanga.
And he does get a yellow card for that challenge and did have the coverage behind him as well.
It may be a bit different if you're on a yellow card and you see Riley recovering and you see Donor recovering. You can create a 4v3 at least, and there's only 1 number up. But because he wasn't on that, I think it's smart to be able to step in and just make sure that this doesn't become a 2-0 lead.
The Roots have had to put in a few of those challenges to try to stop Orange County's transitional moves throughout the match. And that'll ricochet for a throw for the visitors on the far side. Koa Santos, of course, was with the champion Switchbacks last season under James Chambers. Puts that into the mix on the far side. It'll deflect out of play, and it will be a corner. Dunbar takes it quickly. Service into the middle. It's a free header. One that Spiegel is able to make the save on, and then Spiegel goes through an Orange County player. As the referee tells him to calm down here a bit. We'll revisit the sequence.
Well, deciding to go short was Dunbar, but the service is really good. It's well read, too, in the box just to create a little bit of space. Go up and challenge was Kone. It doesn't test Spiegel, not enough power on it, and the trajectory is not right to be able to make it a hard save, but well read by the center forward.
A second Orange County goal would put the Roots really up against it in this second half. They already have to score twice as it stands. Quick touches there from Johnson. One back by Orange County on this near side, and then clipped up ahead looking for Bargiolo. And Bargiolo is stopped by the aforementioned Kai Green.
And I think even just early on, we're still starting to see the same type of play from both teams. Oakland Rouge trying to possess, where Orange County is enjoying that 1-0 lead, looking to go in transition. That first pass is very vertical a lot of the times, and so that's been effective so far. And as this game goes on, if Oakland commits more numbers forward, that's a potential opportunity for an attacking transition for Orange County.
O'Reilly's brought down. Quick free kick taken by the Roots to get it back into the mixture here. Gagi gets it back. And then clips it down this near side. It'll be headed out of play as Donor was the target. By Ruhanga. And again from Riley. Lays it down the line on this far side. It's a miscued touch, but Oakland keep it going. Ruhanga cuts in beautifully. Tries to cut it onto his right, and the shot is cleared off the line. Cardona looked to have been beaten there. But eventually, Orange County do clear their lines.
Well, this is good play right here. Just some interchange coming into that inside channel. You have to be really careful as a defender there as he cuts back against that top foot. Good opportunity, tries to go there, just kind of whiffs a little bit at the shot because there's so much pressure. You can see 3 defenders around Bayruhanga in that moment.
Here is Panos Armanakis, who tried to feather it through a very difficult angle. In the end, Tetsuya Cardona will take up as much time as he's allowed and then pick the ball up under the watchful eye of Emmanuel Johnson.
Well, it's interesting what Oakland has done with the substitutions that came in at the half, because Wolfgang Prentice has now gone off to that left side in more of a wing-back role, as we see Riley chasing. Well done to play out of that with Spiegel. But that changes things with Emmanuel Johnson being up top, just looking for different relationships potentially on the wide space.
Lasnawi does just about enough to find Bayruhanga. Could be a chance for the Roots to break forward here. They have some numbers. Johnson was asking for it in the middle. Bayruhanga's gotten very involved since coming in off the bench. Here is Maury Donor. Donor clipping it across. Nobody there in a black shirt to really attack it. Lasnawi follows up, has his header cleared away. And then Gagi tried to head that forward. The referee spots an infraction. It's an Orange County free kick. Before they take it, the Roots are going to make another change here. That is going to be it for Gagi, his last involvement. And we will see Neville Hackshaw take his place for the Roots. Benny Feilhaber's used 3 of his 5 changes very early here at the start of the second half, but of course time is of the essence for the Roots. They have to win this in the 90 minutes or they are out. Batache tries to lead them forward. Good step in defensively for Orange County.
You have to make something change. If it doesn't come out right away and something happen where you get the equalizer, you really have to change the trajectory of the game. And not because they haven't done well, but you have to figure out quickly how to have some advantages going forward.
Armanakis over the top for Johnson, who gets past the goalkeeper. Oh, and it's cleared off the line. Cleared off the line to keep Orange County ahead. Can you believe that?
Wow, this is an incredible recovery. It's a great little clip ball from Armanakis, does well. Cardona a little bit too aggressive, getting that on frame right there. And you can see clearly saved right before the line. Very good defending in that moment. And Johnson does well with this. You just want to get it on frame and good things usually happen, but that's even better defending.
It was tough to tell. The numbers sometimes for Orange County get soaked up in the sun, but I think that was Ashton Miles to the Orange County rescue, just rolling it off the line to keep the visitors ahead.
Well, he does exactly what you ask your defenders to do, in conjunction with his partner back there as well, that if your goalkeeper comes out, you don't go to the ball. You immediately retreat to the frame of goal to ensure that if he does get beaten, you're there.
Not the first time the Roots have come oh so close in this game, but have not been able to get it over the line. Batache was looking for the return. It's Armanakis, who was not able to get clean contact on the first time attempt.
But that's where you want Armanakis, him coming in from his right-sided 10 position to come over, drift. A lot of defenders don't stay with them, and then he's on his favorite left foot. Just doesn't connect quite well. But we're starting to see from the Roots, now there's equal attack from both sides, even maybe a little bit more off the left side. So that combination of Prentice and Batache, so far so good this first 10 minutes.
Well, there is a player down at the moment, I should say, with an injury. It's a moment of healing, brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross Health Insurance. So you too can, Santa. That's the last thing a team like Orange County wants. This is a game, of course, that unfortunately for them does not mean anything. Danny Stone really just wants his team to play well, keep the momentum going, and hopefully that turns into, from their point of view, another playoff push. They can get higher up the Western Conference table. Of course, the last thing you want is a big injury.
Well, exactly, with a quick turnaround too for Wednesday. They play Phoenix Rising, and so you got to be thinking about that as well because they are eliminated from playing the Jägermeister Cup.
That's Oliver Koenig, who's getting prepared by Danny Stone as we speak, and the rest of his technical staff support. And the player who's down, I should say, is Shea Kone, who got the assist on the Bryce Jamison goal. Another good up-and-coming talent in this Orange County setup, and unfortunately, we've just been told that that is going to be the end of his day. He'll be taken off, and Oliver Koenig will come on and replace him, just 18 years old. It's actually going to be his Orange County debut.
Well, that's always nice to see. And coming in and having big shoes to fill in this game, because Koneg's played a lot back to goal and allowed Jamison to run beyond him like we saw for the goal. So that provides a lot of distraction and unpredictability. So it'll be interesting to see like who comes in and fills that role. Is it Koenig, or is there a little bit of shift in personnel and how they're playing?
Lovely build up here. This is Donor. Donor's ball across is just past the striding leg of Johnson. Alasnawi poking it through. Couldn't find Johnson there either. And then all the way off his line, Spiegel heads it back into the path of Hackshaw. Johnson touched away after Armanakis tried to get involved. Wairuhanga trying to slice a ball through the heart of the Orange County defense. It goes out of play. Well, can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more on the Sirius XM FC 157 channel and the new Sirius XM app. Mike Watson, Devin Kerr actually previewed all of the Jaeger Cup action on the last episode of All Access. So you might want to listen to that very, very soon for the 7 p.m. games kickoff.
Just a little precursor. Well, although Oakland Roofs has started over play here in their build out and their attack, it came from their defending. They're actually pressing with 2 players high now. Earlier in the game in the first half, it was just 1, and it's allowing them to get more forward.
Donor recovers. Being harried by Ben Bargiolo, does well to chase him back to the middle of the OC half. Riley for Hackshaw. Hackshaw down the line. He's going to get it back. 30 minutes left. This is clipped in towards the middle, and it's cushioned out for an Oakland corner on this near side. Corner kicks are powered by Ava Community Energy. It's taken quickly. Armanakis' feed is headed away, only as far as Donor. And then touched out for a throw.
And now from Oakland, we're just seeing more advanced positions a little bit higher. I would say the one thing we spoke to Benny Philhopper about that they didn't do was make Orange County uncomfortable in the back. Now they're starting to press a little bit higher and starting to check that box off of everything they were doing, because they were playing good in the build, they had good interchange, and they were being pretty stingy defensively even though they conceded. Now they're starting to put them more under pressure.
Oh, lovely take here from Bryce Jamison, nearly dribbled through 4 Roots players. Orange County can continue the attack here. It could open up here for Guimaraes. Of course, scored against Sacramento in the last round of Jaeger Cup play. This time Spiegel denies him. And there is an Orange County player down away from the action.
It was good attacking presence off the right side. So Lease is finding Guimaraes in this area. You love to see that from your outside back, coming more inverted inside, looking to take an opportunity. Actually gets a pretty good strike on this for the distance that he had to cover.
Well, not good at the moment from an Orange County perspective as Bryce Jamison is down here. Of course, technically now, Bryce Jamison is a Colorado Rapids player. He's been with Orange County the last couple of years. He's back with Orange County this season on loan from the MLS side.
That appeared to be a little bit more of just a collision. He was taking on 3 or 4 players, and there was just that collision piece on the tackle. So it does look like, you know, he's going to be okay and get up and walk that off. But that doesn't mean it hurts any less. But you'd like to see that rather than something just happening without the collision.
Was a signal there that the sub may need to be made for Danny Stone's side. We'll wait, of course, for official confirmation on that.
Well, I think now what's going through your head as a manager is Wednesday. We've got our next game, so that's 2 players now. Kone, who had a good performance, and then, of course, Bryce Jamison, who's a big piece of this Orange County team.
Bryce Jamison will try to give it a go for Orange County. Of course, him scoring a goal could also be a big jumping off point for him, and Danny Stone will hope the rest of the group as well, because as you rightly mentioned, Keys, he's one of the best attacking players Orange County has at their disposal. Have to get him going and get the goal scoring, or looking like it's been for Bryce Jamison the last season or 2 in the USL Championship. Oakland need a response. Will not get it here as it bounces in for Codono. Oakland side is Oakland's non-profit newsroom, providing you with the reporting and information on the stories that matter to you. Oakland side, news for Oakland.
The way that Oakland's building, it looks much more like a 3-2-4-1. So the outside backs, the wing backs, excuse me, are getting much higher in Donor and Prentice, just putting more pressure, allowing them to have more combinations in that wide channel. Ooh, that looks like a tough foul. The initial foul, I think our referee gets it right, is against Johnson, but then he's a recipient of some confrontation there as well.
Johnson and Benalcazar get tangled up. Was there a little bit of a tug on Johnson's hair here, I wonder?
Well, there's that. It did look like it because there was the push in the back, and it was a reaction right after. You don't like to see that because there's a dangerous play there.
Johnson will hopefully be able to run that off. Those are always very dangerous moments, whether Benalcazar meant to or not. Riley's header is behind El Masnawi. Allows Orange County to recover here. Again, Sean St. Jacques, Casey White, our entire crew. If Oakland cannot win this game in the 90 minutes, they are out of the Jägermeister Cup. If they do come back and win, they could mathematically still advance, but they would need quite a few results later on tonight to go in their favor. It's good build-up play here, and Maury Donor strides ahead. There's Roots numbers off to his left here. Great layoff, Johnson for Armanakis, who couldn't get the ball out of his feet quickly enough.
Oh, and it's such great build there, Sean, through that middle third. And Armanakis, you just want him to play with his right foot. He wants to get it back on the left, but really good attacking play, some up-back throughs to be able to set that up.
Again, promise for Oakland, but no result. Oakland have to score 2 before the end of the match without reply. Orange County, Guimaraes going to stay on side here. Guimaraes forced to retreat for Bargiolo.
The decision-making from Guimaraes really good. It can be tempting to want to go in the 1v1 there, but just to recycle play when you have the 1-0 lead. They've been defending a lot, so now you can take the energy out of the game, relax on the ball a little bit. So I like seeing that from any player, let alone a player that's young and is getting used to this level.
Guimaraes up ahead. The ball out wide is going to be taken out, and the Roots regain possession after that intervention. Green up ahead. Masnawi plays it square. It's helped along by Batache. Chance here to clip this into the middle. Prentice trying to find Johnson. Gets it back off the ricochet to recycle for the Roots. Hackshaw. Gets it back from Faisal Batache. Prentice wins an Oakland throw.
Well, Oakland has looked most effective when they've been building through the middle third. That's when the back line is a little bit higher of Orange County. It gets a bit tougher when they get down in that defensive third and are more compact.
Well, here comes a change for the Roots. Ali Al-Masnawi is going to come out, and he'll be replaced by Danny Gomez. That leaves Benny Feilhaber with 1 change left. Can Oakland find a late spark here? It's a great long throw, but Orange County have it covered in the middle of their own 18-yard box. Back in by Armanakis. Could fall for a Roots chance. Johnson has it headed away from him. Donor tracks it down. Batache. Johnson, was he fouled? Referee, I don't think, saw the shirt pull from that angle. Didn't call it. And then Dunbar also was looking for a foul, and the referee says to him, nothing doing. Here come the Roots on the attack here. Chance to cross this into the middle. Donor arrives, it's headed away. Chance to volley it back in. But it is skied over the top and out of play.
A few potential missed calls for fouls, but I like that they're still playing and moving the ball. I love what Wolfgang Prentice was doing in the wide channel. Just a lot of composure, being able to play in that wide space. But that was the initial foul from Manuel Johnson that he thought he drew in a very dangerous area. And to be honest, I thought he did as well. But right now for Orange County, their box defending is really impressive. We obviously saw the save on the goal line, but just on the services, the challenges of crosses, all of that has been really good and efficient.
Well, that was such a key strength for Orange County at the end of last season when Danny Stone came in and just completely revitalized the defensive setup and got them from being on the outskirts of the playoff picture to a 6th seed, and they got all the way to the conference semifinals before losing to the eventual champions in the Colorado Springs Switchbacks, and he's hoping to find some of that again, and there's signs that it is very much there and turning in the right direction. More defensive work to do here with Donor on the prowl. Batache for Panos Armanakis, who assesses the scene. Baruhanga for Hackshaw. Gomez. Prentice will fully recycle it for Riley. Now Green. Armanakis. Now Batache.
Well, this is the compact shape that's really difficult, and right there, then you have a little bit of impatience.
Actually fell rather kindly for Gomez. Didn't quite get his touch correct Forces Oakland to reset again. Trying to find Gomez. Is Hackshaw. Gomez doing everything he can to try to keep the Roots in possession. Orange County wins it back.
When you brought up what Danny Stone has brought to this team, and speaking with him, he wanted just that consistency of mentality, energy, but also performance. So the tactical and technical pieces of defending as well that he wanted to see. And we saw the first half where they pressed really high as there's a quick stoppage, but we're also seeing that they can also defend low. And so when you start to see those different nuances of how you play and that coming together as a whole, that bodes well for what they can do over the coming weeks.
Another Orange County player down here away from the play. I mentioned it earlier, I think Danny Stone would just be happy to get out of here with everyone healthy at this rate. A lot of promising play from Orange County. Again, they still have a very good chance of winning this game, but they cannot advance in the Jaeger Cup. As we talked about with Danny Stone, not just this week, but the week of the Sac Republic game in the Jaeger Cup as well, just wants to see how some guys can fit into the squad moving forward and wants to see the momentum continue and a little bit more sense of urgency with Benny Failhaber in Oakland.
I want to know what he's saying right now. I'm not even going to like predict or pretend to know, but it looks like an animated conversation for sure with these players going down. But I don't blame him being down a goal, especially when they have something to play for. But to your point about Danny Stone, if you're a player, you want to go win every time you're out on the field, right? But as a coaching staff, you're thinking, okay, how can we, one, not have too many injuries, but can we also work on some tactical pieces? So they're having to sit in a little bit more. Some of that is Oakland Roots play, of course, and we have to give credit to that. But also, this is an opportunity for them to work on different parts of their game when they are eliminated from cup competition. And those are pieces that you don't necessarily communicate, I think, to your players. Necessarily, you want to go out and win, but you know you can gain something from the different nuances of the game.
Donor get down to the byline here. He's going to be out-muscled and goes into the advertisement board. It's going to be a goal kick. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. Of course, Orange County haven't won this game yet, but it does go back to, in some ways, how harsh this competition can be. Orange County lost their first 2 games and weren't mathematically out, but essentially they were on the doorstep of that. They potentially are on their path here to bouncing back with 2 wins, and unfortunately, it's not going to mean a whole lot as far as the competition is concerned. Again, we talked about how much it could mean for them moving forward in the league. I wonder if that's something that could be looked at moving forward with this competition. A lot of teams that lost their first or their second game or both were immediately put towards the sidelines here in some ways. Donor to the byline. Cross into the middle, pinballs around, and it didn't fall kindly enough for Johnson. Orange County still has work to do to clear it. They will get it forward with the goal scorer, Bryce Jamison.
Well, that's good there, Gernick, from him in that middle third just to keep possession. Again, so much of what Orange County needs to do is just take the air a little bit out of the game. It would be nice if they could attack a little bit more, but you have to be careful with that as well.
Now Bargiolo gets it ahead of Donor, and the cross is to Jamison. Bryce Jamison, quick feet, but is dealt with by Prentice at the expense of a corner. Leaves the Roots with 15 minutes plus stoppages left. Bargiolo goes down away from the play. We did say at the top of the broadcast that there were no reported injuries for Orange County. It does feel like at least 1 or 2 may have picked up a knock moving forward.
Well, I think
Danny
there's
Stone's
a fatigue
group
piece as well, you know,
Very
Sean,
true.
as from like the defensive standpoint, because Oakland has had so much of the possession, so that transition is tough.
Dunbar's corner with Bargiolo back in action. It's going to go over just about everybody's head. could allow the Roots to move this up the other end if they're quick here. That pass in for Johnson is swept away. And Oakland is going to make their last change here. That's going to be it for Maury Donor, who I must say was excellent at times in this game. He will exit, and Ilya Alexeyev will take his place.
In my opinion, Donor was the top performer, especially from an attacking standpoint. But we just saw him tracking back defensively as well. He's had to cover so much ground, and I think the relationship between him and Armanakis continued to grow even more here this afternoon, just watching them play. So that's going to be a fun pairing to watch as we continue throughout these months.
Dono doing everything he can to waste a few seconds here. They did experiment in the Club World Cup with time wasting leading to giving the opposition's team a corner. It's something to
true.
keep an eye on moving forward as far as the global game is concerned. Dono's clearance maybe hit an Oakland player.
It looked like it came very close to Johnson, to your point.
That led to that being a free kick. Again, the goal from Bryce Jamieson, as it stands, would eliminate Oakland from Jaeger Cup contention. We have a long list here of the scenarios that if the Roots were to win this game that they would need as far as results elsewhere. It takes up nearly a full page. Will not matter if they cannot come back and win the game here in 90 minutes.
Well, one of the things we really haven't mentioned is the youth that's on this Orange County team. They have Chris Hagart on the bench. They have Mohamedou War on the bench. So Nico came in at halftime. So this performance from them has been really good, and I think that that's something that they can take as they go forward.
We get a debut for Kernick. And on top of that, Solis as well, as the offside flag goes up here. Orange County had a chance to move that forward to no avail. Now Cam Riley is down for Oakland. There's signs that he might need to be removed, although the Roots have used 5 changes already. Riley is struggling here. Meanwhile, Danny Stone is going to make a change. That is going to be it for the goal scorer, Bryce Jamieson. And we will see Tristan Traeger take his spot.
And Oakland has a little bit more time with more of a break until their next game, so that's a little bit helpful with knowing that Camden Riley's struggling a little bit. He started in that left center back position, now coming into that central of the back three, but hopefully he's okay, and that's something they can move forward with.
2 former Monterey Bay players exchanging pleasantries there. Traeger and Kai Green, as Cam Riley is out for the moment. Of course, the Roots return Saturday, August 9th, 7 p.m. at the Oakland Coliseum. They'll take on the champions, the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. Tickets individually are on sale and are still available, so get them before they sell out. To secure your tickets, go to oaklandrootssc.com/tickets or call 510-488-1144 to get yours today. Tristan Traeger never really got going with Monterey Bay due to injuries. He feels like he could be one of those X-factor kind of players down the stretch of this Western Conference playoff chase if he can stay healthy. Certainly capable of being a big-time chance creator and finisher. Can the Roots get an equalizer here? Another searching ball into the penalty area. Armanakis keeps it moving forward for the Roots here, and that is a late challenge. It's going to be a foul, a free kick, and a yellow card for Koa Santos. Gives the Roots a set piece.
There was no question in our center official's mind that a yellow card was coming out on this. Armanakis has drifted more into a center midfield position deeper, a little clip right there as Hackshaw is first to the ball. But I like what Armanakis is doing. He's getting a little deeper. It allows Hackshaw to get wide and high, and he can get a little bit more into the attack, which he's very comfortable with. That could offset things a little bit for Orange County.
It's now Santos and Guimaraes, both on yellows for Orange County. Well, the Roots have come close with some set-piece opportunities today. And from this one, it is going to go right at Codono. He makes a comfortable catch. And again, Cam Riley is clearly fighting an injury here. Has gone back to the ground, and again, Benny Feilhaber's already used his 5 substitutions.
You almost get the sense that why go forward on that? He could be the one defender back, and yes, he might be sprinting back towards his own goal, so it's tough, but you can put someone else a little bit more forward. Armanakis plays this in. It's not a dangerous ball. It's just too high. It's easy to read for Codono. His left foot has been really good in this game, but that one's just a little bit too far. It needs to be shorter where players in front can slash in front of the goalkeeper.
Cam Riley is going to get medical attention here. Again, because Benny Feilhaber has used the 5 changes, he really has 2 choices. He can try to keep Cam Riley on and have him fight through this injury, or he could take him off, but he'd lose a player. The Roots would be down to 10 men for the final 7 minutes plus stoppage time in a game that they need to score in twice to keep their slim Jaeger Cup hopes afloat.
Well, you certainly can't tell a coach or a staff what they need to prioritize. You don't want Camden Riley to do something that would have him out for long term, but that's where the medical staff comes in and says, okay, can he sit in a certain position that can protect him, or is at a point where you've got to preserve him and just say, hey, we've got to figure this out. How are we going to get 2 goals? And then now the odds are more stacked against.
Riley is off the field for now. So for the moment, Oakland are down to 10 men. Keep that in mind as these next few minutes play out. Orange County gets the ball back into play. They heave it ahead.
With that change, it just brings Hackshaw further back, so they lose that ability to be able to get him higher in that attacking side on the left side and be able to create those overloads.
What we've been told is that Oakland was allowed to use a concussion substitution to take Camden Riley out and bring on Luis Saldana. Of course, the puzzling part about that was that it was clear that that was not a concussion injury or a head injury for Cam Riley. But the Roots are given a bit of a lifeline there. Batache. 5 minutes in stoppages left for Oakland. And it's clipped into a dangerous area, but again, Orange County clear it away.
And if this remains a 1-0, you have to credit just that defensive work. And I don't think it's because Oakland's not playing dangerous balls in. It's just there's so many players in and around the box that are willing to win first and second balls and commit to it.
So many times in their run to the playoffs last season, Orange County won games just like this one, holding on to a narrow lead. And they'll put together another defensive stop here as Alexei tried to get his head onto the end of that. It's an Orange County free kick. Well, the USL Championship and League One are on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Golazo Network and on ESPN+. Go to USLChampionship.com or USLLeague1.com for the complete TV listings. These two teams have met already twice in the regular season. It was a split down the middle. Orange County won one of them, Oakland won the other. And barring a late comeback here, it appears that Orange County are going to win again here in the Jaeger Cup and knock Oakland out.
Well, there's definitely been a style of play switch since Benny Fellhaber has come in. A lot more of possession, this interchange, a little less verticality.
Physical tussle there, one that Orange County wins initially, but their clearance comes up short. And the Roots create from this situation, and Ruhanga rolls over the ball. Early ball played in behind here, flag stays down as Tristan Traeger brings this into the 18-yard box for Orange County. He keeps on going, runs out of room in the end. It's an Oakland goal kick. And Danny Stone is going to make a change. Hamadou War will enter for Cameron Dunbar. And I guess barring any injuries, that is Danny Stone's last change to make.
And I think Dunbar was really influential, especially in the first half, in the press and the way they were trying to dispossess when Spiegel was trying to play out of the back. Wasn't on the ball as much in this second half.
Oh, a mistake here. Oh, and it's hit off the bar. Spiegel coughs it up, and Tristan Traeger nearly finished the Roots off.
Well, I was just talking about Dunbar pressing. Now it's War who came in for him that was causing problems, and Traeger's the recipient right away. It's like he sprinted on the field and just continued his sprint. Really bad communication between Green and Spiegel in that moment, where Green, I think, felt Spiegel had a lot of time, didn't realize that Traeger was coming up in that moment to put on pressure.
To the 89th minute, approaching minute 90. Oakland's hopes are very much on a thread at the moment. But could they get the equalizer here? It was a good first-time ball back across. It deflects out of play. It is going to be an Oakland corner on this near side. Oakland corners brought to you by Ava Community Energy. It's almost one the Roots have to score from. Batache into the middle. The header is deflected short. The Roots can pick up the pieces here on a recycle. Batache from Armanakis. Batache's ball back in is also headed clear. Only as far as Danny Gomez. Hackshaw up ahead. Prentice to the byline. Codono punches it away. Orange County further heave it upfield.
When you can see that Orange County is really content with allowing them to play wide. They just don't want them to get really close.
Headed back across. Ruhanga lays it off. Oh. And then the shot is fired over the top. It's a goal kick. And we enter 7 added minutes at the end of the game, brought to you by KTVU+. And it does look like, I guess because Oakland were allowed to make that concussion change, that Orange County will be able to make an additional sub because of that as well. And there is a player down that Danny Stone may want to take off here. 7 minutes, by the way, a lot of time left. The Roots still need to score twice, keep in mind.
Well, if you're the Oakland Roots, you're excited about seeing that 7 minutes pop up because they are all around it. And I was just saying it earlier that they're having to settle for those longer crosses. And that's what Orange County wants because they're dominating in the air and on the second chance opportunities, getting those clearances. If they can drive more inline, Oakland, easier said than done. But if they can, it becomes a little harder because now you draw a center back out of that space and you can start to find slots in the box. But Orange County has done really well to force those longer crosses.
Gavin Karam, who was actually not originally supposed to come off here, but has picked up an injury. He will be replaced by fellow Academy product, Nicola Ciota. So now both teams have used their allotted amount of subs here. There is Ciota. Oakland need to score the first goal in double quick time here. Johnson giving chase and was able to get a touch on the ball, but is shielded away. Well, this is just going to be one of those days for Benny Feilhaber and Oakland. They knew even if they had won this game that their chances were very, very slim of advancing, but it might hurt a little bit more to not take care of their end of the bargain if it stays like this.
It does feel a little bit unfair at times, but that's football. That's how it goes. They've had that possession, and it's been tilted more their way because of having the 1-0 deficit. Orange County has really just settled in structurally from a defensive standpoint. But even in the first half, really, it was just that one opportunity that turned into a goal that was created by Orange County. And sometimes that's how the game goes, but there's some real positives to how the Oakland Roots have been playing. And speaking to him this week, the things that he talked about, they're getting better and better at.
The referee will give a free kick for Oakland there. Here is Alexiev. Armanakis sees his pass come up short. Orange County, this is where they could be really dangerous here in transition. Waiting for more orange and white shirts to join the attack here. War clipping it towards the far side. Ball clipped into the middle towards Bargiolo, touched away from him. And then Oakland will not be able to keep the ball in play despite the hustle on the back end by Saldana. The Roots get a little bit of time off before they pick up their playoff charges again. They take on the Switchbacks here on August 9th, and they go to Sacramento a week after that. And Lexington away, and at the start of September they host Pittsburgh. Batache trying to clip it forward, and again, Orange County have the answers.
Well, it's structured energy, which has been really good. They have a structure with which they're pressing out of, which they're defending out of, and they've really kept that the entire game.
Johnson gets through! But his shot is right down the heart of the goal, and Codono makes the stop.
Give credit to Johnson. He gets around two players to be able to do this, just kind of muscles his way through. This is a good ball to break the lines. He gets on the full turn right there. It looks like they've closed him down. They haven't. It's almost rushed a little bit because I think he was surprised he had so much time after he got through there. Probably could have picked out that far corner instead of going near post, but good from him on that ball that broke the line from Armanakis.
Upcoming for Orange County, and you had hinted at this earlier, Casey, midweek game against Phoenix at home at the Champ. Then they go to Pittsburgh to start off their August slate. Then they go to Colorado Springs after that. That's a tough back-to-back road trip. before hosting San Antonio on August 20th. That is going to be a very, very tough stretch of games. But a stretch that they'll hope will be able to come through with the help of maybe some Jaeger Cup momentum. As Kernick was booked for Orange County there into the final minute, a minimum of 7 added on. Headed all the way back to Spiegel. Kai Green playing with fire there at the back.
He really was, but I kind of like it too. A little bit of composure, but then Armanakis dispossessed.
He stays down as Orange County bring this forward. A chance for the visitors to seal the deal here. That shot is going to be blocked out of play. Throw in on this near side, and all eyes will be on the head official. 7 minutes are up. Orange County will take it to the corner with Kernick, who is dispossessed. How much time do the Roots have left here in the Jaeger Cup? Ruhanga brought it forward. The ball from Armanakis. Oh, it nearly found a teammate. Nearly a delicious ball in. The ball rolls over the end line. And it is going to be an Oakland corner here. Orange County are not exactly in agreement with that. And now Codono goes down as Oakland tried to get the ball away from him. And now it's boiled over a bit as Orange County have taken exception to the fact that Oakland, of course, want to get on with it here.
A bit surprising there, but it was the really good defending on that back post area, just having the body in front that even allowed it to not be more dangerous. Because I agree with you, a great ball from Armanakis initially.
Oakland have to hope that this goes in and that the referee may give them another minute or two. Goalkeeper Spiegel is up there as well. It's towards Spiegel, but it's headed away from him, and Orange County wins at the Coliseum. Bryce Jamison's first half goal is enough to knock the Roots out of the Jaeger Cup, and Orange County finish up Jaeger Cup play with back-to-back wins as they gain some momentum towards a USL Championship playoff push. For Oakland, they knew their chances were slim coming into the day's action, but they cannot uphold their end of the bargain.
And though they knew it was slim, it's still hard to lose the game. You're a competitor, you want your team to find a way to get the win or come back and get the equalizer. But I think there's a lot of positives for the Oakland Roots. A lot of great build-up play. The relationships are continuing to be in a great place from an attacking perspective and only giving up minimal chances. But for Orange County, they made good on the one chance that they really got and a great defensive effort.
Well, the fighter of the match is Maury Donor for the Oakland Roots, presented by Modelo. A reward for those with a fighting spirit. Modelo, the mark of a fighter.
Even though Oakland wasn't able to find the goal, when you watch Donor play today, it felt like this was where it was going to come from if it was going to happen, whether it was off an assist, a cross, or him going himself. Just very good in the 1v1 and always providing an offensive spark for Oakland.
It really ended up being a really strong game for both sides, but moments of quality were the difference. As you look at the final score presented by Anthem Blue Cross, Bryce Jamison's goal is enough to get Orange County over the line, and Oakland are out of the Jaeger Cup. We'll wrap it up next.
Sana, sana. Sana, sana. Colita de rana.
Sana, sana. Colita de rana. Si no sanas hoy,
sanará mañana.
Learn about low to no-cost health insurance with Anthem Blue Cross, so you and your family can sana.
for 20,000 to witness a jubilation.
O city by the bay, let hope renew.
Love shall fill the streets of more than a few.
From every direction, let us converge.
A symphony of love leading a glorious surge.
O city by the bay, let hope renew. Brilliant minds set us apart. A new course we shall chart.
O San Francisco, be mighty, be proud. In love-filled hearts, may hope ring loud.
Full time in the USL Jägermeister Cup. Orange County wins it and knocks the Oakland Roots out officially from progressing on to the knockout stages. Sean St. Jacques, Casey White, our entire crew, we take you back through the full-time highlights, and frankly, there was a lot to get to, particularly in the second half.
Well, this is the goal in the 30th minute that let Oakland Roots have a lot of possession in the second half to try to get back into it. It was from Bryce Jamison, a great strike with a little slip ball in behind from Kone. They would take the 1-0 lead into halftime, and Oakland Roots would just continue to come, and no better opportunity than this. A great little ball from Armanakis. Johnson gets on it, who came in the second half, but it's Ashton Miles who says no thank you, recovering in behind. This is exactly what you want from your center back. As soon as your goalkeeper comes out, you have to retreat towards goal, and that's what he does, and able to save it right there on the line.
That might go down as the best Oakland chance of the game. But Ashton Miles with the big defensive play of the game to keep Orange County ahead. And then in the 89th minute, Oakland nearly coughed it up.
Well, Mohamedou War came in and just continued to sprint. Traeger's the recipient of War's pressure as Spiegel is dispossessed. A little bit of miscommunication between Kai Green and Spiegel in goal. Goes right off the crossbar. Almost an opportunity to double the lead. And then in the 95th minute, Johnson receives the ball, breaking the line from Armanakis. He's been playmaker most of the day, but Johnson gets on it, just not able to find that window of space to find the back of the net.
Well, that would do it. Oakland had a plethora of opportunities in this game, not enough, and they are out. But don't worry, there's plenty of Jaeger Cup action to take you through the rest of the night, particularly in that 7 p.m. Eastern hour. Lexington, Louisville coming right up, Detroit, Westchester, Indian, Tulsa, among others.
Charleston and the Rowdies will be a good matchup. I'm excited about that North Carolina FC Loudoun United game. I just think that they're both in good form. That'll be a lot of fun. And then Forward Madison with a chance to try to upset Birmingham Legion.
Both of those teams in that 8 p.m. Eastern game still have a real chance to go through. We're really taking you through the rest of the day with Jaeger Cup action. We thank you for joining us for this one. The Oakland Roots and BART, of course, want to make sure you get home, so visit bart.gov/planner to plan your trip home now. For Casey White and our entire crew, Sean St. Jacques, we say so long from the Oakland Coliseum. Not enough for the Roots to stay in the hunt for a place in the round of 8 in Jaeger Cup play. Bryce Jamison's goal is enough to see Orange County win it by 1-0.
Of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.